Hey everybody, so today I went to the Animal Clinic of Regina to pick up Marty's cremains. Now first I'm going to go back a few days because just so you guys get the whole story. When I first called, the clinic was on the 19th, mid-morning I guess. Marty was in distress on the kitchen floor. I had woken him up from his nap and just because, just say, hey Marty, do you want some food? Always like to do in the morning. And where's he sniffed the cat food? And he's like, yeah, I want to eat. So, he goes into the kitchen and he starts eating. And then he kind of did this weird thing where he kind of like collapsed and he kind of was like trying to lick from the food dish, and it's almost like he lost use of his back legs. And so I've never seen this before, and I'm like, and my mom was around, so I was like, hey, I'm looking at this, what is this, what's going on? And she's like, that's not good, you have to call the vet. So, okay, so I called the vet that had his records, and they had nothing open until 1:30 that afternoon. It was like a first come first serve basis after that. I thought, that's great when you have an emergency, right? My dad couldn't really help me to drive him out there right away either, because of his tibia. He broke his tibia last month in an accident, and so he was at the doctor seeing how that was healing up, and then so he couldn't really, I think he got out for an hour or something. But anyway, so I couldn't get to the clinic either till like 1:30, so in there till 1:30. So eventually my dad and I, we drive him to the clinic, get him to the cat carrier and drive him to the clinic, and then we're told we have to wait our turn. And it's like, oh, this is just like everything that could go wrong would go wrong, right? So we took Marty outside in the cat carrier he was in. We didn't want him to get overheated in the SUV. And so first, when they were taking him in there, they take a look at him, and then they come back to me and they say, he's in really bad shape. We could run some blood tests or vitals. And the blood tests would have cost like a lot of money, and Marty was just in such rough shape that I don't know if he would have had the strength to like go through all that. It would probably just cause him more stress. He was just as distressed as it was. I asked if those tests would save Marty's life, and they said no. So I said, okay, just do vitals and then let's go from there. So they do the vitals on him, and then I'm allowed to come in. And I had to go on with those like N95 masks because of the COVID rules, right? Otherwise I would not have been able to go and see my cat, which would have been terrible. So I had some time with him alone, just so, I could just say goodbye with my N95 mask on, give him a kiss on the cheek and just tell him how much I love him. Because I've had that cat, since about around August 2002, since I was about 17 or so. Yeah, long time. Yeah, I'm glad they didn't subject him to like lots of tests, because he seemed like really out of it. Like when I went into the room and I just kissed him and I held his paw and I just talked to him and he didn't seem to respond. He was just lying on the table. It was really sad. So, I said my goodbyes, and after that, they went in and, did the euthanasia. And then, of course, I go to pay, and I see my first bill after, the tearful. I see the first bill because I'll tell you what happens here. After my tearful goodbye to my cat, and I'm just in shock right at that moment because it all happened so fast. And I saw they'd written him down as a mass cremation, and I was like, what? And I specifically asked for a private cremation. I said, hey, what does this mean? And they're like, oh, you want, and then I said, I want his ashes back. And they're like, oh, okay, so, they did fix that, so that I had it in the records that I did want him as a private cremation. And, I don't know if I hadn't noticed that mistake in the records, I don't know if I would have, got his cremains back. And after that, I felt like I spent like an agonizing week just hoping that the cremation center he was sent to would like get it right. And then my dad made some calls and found out which cremation center his body was sent to be cremated. And they had written down that he was a private cremation in the record, so that was good. That was what I wanted. So it was like thank goodness that they got it right. Yeah, I would really say I would thank the cremation center, and I'd say they were more on the ball than the clinic was. They were more professional. I found the staff at the animal clinic of Regina to be very unprofessional and just like really frazzle-brained. I don't know whether that was due to COVID-19 or if that was just a really bad day. I don't know. But I would not take another pet to that clinic, and I wouldn't recommend anyone in my city to take another pet to that clinic. Take them to a different clinic or just allow them peaceful passing at home, if the pet gets to that point. Because I think it's better for them to be surrounded by family, people they know, and then, so that it's not as stressful an environment, and then make cremation plans from there. And it also say to people, make sure to check your receipts after euthanasia. Make sure it says the private cremation if that is what you want, instead of mass, because your pets matter. If you really care and love your pets, and if you want them to be cremated and to have their cremains, the ashes, if the clinic makes a mistake, you can't get those cremains back. So I'm very fortunate that I won't open it because I don't know what the rules are on YouTube. So, but trust that Marty has been cremated and he's in this box. Well, jewelry box. It's a nice little 2002 to 2020 and his name. If it shows up. Yeah, nice photo. I scanned it for Facebook as well. Anyway, yeah, I know this is a depressing vlog, and I am still in a bit of shock over the whole thing. And I've cried, I've had that cat for 18 years. And no matter how long you've had one of your furry friends, right, it's it's never easy to say goodbye. So hope that people are having a good day, and yeah, talk to you soon.